You were so close, Jose. You didn't join the stage. So close.
No,
You're
you're
muted
good.
as well. Perfect. Just a fantastic start. Welcome to the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. My name is Julio, and I'm joined today by some friends and fellow Inter Miami fans, Dave and Jose. Chris is a little under the weather, so he will not be joining us tonight. So we hope he feels better. And let's talk some Inter Miami versus Cincinnati. Shout out to our chief Heron Heads, Matias, Chow, and Mari V. And thank you for your continued generous support. And if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you will find a link in the description amongst other links. So check those out if you guys are interested. And for those of you watching live on YouTube, thanks for stopping by. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you guys are enjoying the show. And with all that said, the biggest match remaining in the regular season for Inter Miami on Saturday. How are we feeling?
I'm excited. I'm hoping that we kind of get that stench away from the last match. We got rocked last time, so it's one of those things where I think we gotta hope that we put our best foot forward. That I'm hoping we get Redondo back. I'm not sure if he's with he's practicing by himself to the side. I'm not. That's the reports that we've heard. That's a little concerning, considering I've enjoyed watching him in that midfield. For Ruiz and Bright, I like watching those three together. So I'm really hoping that they're going to be up and running for that game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be. I mean, it's important for many reasons. One, you want to. It's a very important game for that supporter shield, and two, yeah, after the way that they lost that first match against these guys, they're going to have a little something extra for Cincinnati. They want to show that they're better than the group that they had in that first match. And yeah, it should be a very different match because we have so many more people available to us that we just didn't have that first match. So I'm expecting a very, very drastic change. Even if Redondo doesn't play in this one, we should still have a good enough group out there to really, really affect the game in ways that we just couldn't do the first go around. So yeah, absolutely. I saw somebody say that this was a comeback game. Miguel, this is a comeback game. I totally agree. I think this is going to be a game where we really put the stamp on this season and say that yeah, we are the top dogs, and just wait till Messi gets back.
And not to mention, not to forget to mention that we can literally win our way into the playoffs this match this weekend. Plenty of scenarios. I don't know if everyone got the Inter Miami. They had a little article on that where they went. If we win, we're in. That's the easiest way. If we tie, Atlanta United loses, we're in, or if they tie as well. If we tie, New England Revolution lost, we're in. We tie, Orlando loses or ties, we're in. Charlotte loses or ties, and we tie. Toronto FC lost or tie. There's like 9 scenarios. I'm almost done. I don't know if you guys want to keep going. All right. New England Revolution lost with a Charlotte loss and an Orlando City loss or tie. And the New England Revolution loss, Charlotte FC lost or tie, Orlando City lost. There's a lot. There's a lot of ways we get in.
We don't have any stats for Jose to rattle off, so this is the best we can do.
This is it. Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of opportunity for us to just to get into the playoffs. I mean, that's cool, And I think I read it was going to be the earliest anybody has ever gotten into the playoffs. That's kind of cool.
It's a clinch spot. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll say this match is, if Inter Miami win, I think it will decide the supporter shield. If FC Cincinnati is able to win and cut the lead that we have on them, I think right now we're sitting 4 points ahead. I think that will be that'll obviously open it up to a couple other opportunities for both Cincinnati and LA on the Western Conference. But if Inter Miami are able to win and continue to distance themselves from FC Cincinnati, I think the gap will just be too big. We're up 5 on them.
5 on Cincinnati and 4 on Galaxy.
4 on Galaxy, but Galaxy have a game in hand over us.
Correct.
So Yeah, I just think the gap will be too large if Inter Miami is able to beat Cincinnati. So potentially on top of clinching the playoff spot, we could potentially be seeing the match that effectively decides the supporter shield. So so to me,
principle, Julio.
yeah, that's right. Stay in line. This is a huge match. I mean, listen, it also I think will go a long way
Sounds right.
for Inter Miami to show that they can play well against the better teams in the MLS. You know, we've done a really good job of maintaining our form across absences in the lineup, but the most recent match against Columbus, we had a lead and fell apart. Last time we played FC Cincinnati, got destroyed, albeit with a hodgepodge lineup. So things are going to be a little bit different, obviously, this time around. I was looking at the lineup that we had for the last match, and it was pretty rough. There was no Alba.
Noah Allen starting. Anytime you have Noah Allen starting,
it was Negri.
It's a white flag.
That still might happen. I mean, who knows at this point?
I refuse to believe that Noah Allen started.
The center backs were Christoph and Busquets. Not good. And Busquets
it might be Busquets. I mean,
well, it should be David Martinez. He was unavailable for the last match because of the red card that he received in the League's Cup. I expect David Martinez to be back there. I don't see why Toto wouldn't play in the back line. But
so you're thinking Toto and David Martinez and
yeah,
it should be
and Alba,
barring some kind of injury.
And
that's got to be.
I would love for Ian Frey to make an appearance in the starting lineup, but I don't. I can't.
I've quit on that.
Yeah, I can't assume that Tata's going to do that at this point because he has just a love affair with Chelo.
It's Chelo forever at this point.
Yeah. So, but the center backs themselves should be the actual center backs on this team, the starting center backs. And then given Redondo's potential injury or it seemed like he was practicing individually at practice the other day. That sort of eases Tata's decision, as we sort of spoke about a few episodes ago, where the midfield simply, in my mind, has to be Busquets, Bright, and help
Gomez.
That's the one.
I'm reading out the comments. I'm not paying attention.
Gotcha. Thank you. Perfect when we're down a man. And then I guess it'll be interesting to see if Rojas plays ahead of Robert Taylor, or if he plays on the right wing and Robert Taylor also starts with Suarez. If Gressel starts on the right and Rojas starts on the left, I think
Gomez starts on the left.
Yeah, Gomez starting on the left and Rojas or Gressel down in midfield. I think that's sort of where the tinkering will take place, more so than, unfortunately, than right back.
We haven't seen Robert Taylor very much.
Not starting. He's
in a while.
Off the bench lately.
Yeah,
because he signed the contract extension. They don't want him getting hurt. They need to sell him.
It's almost like that sees what I see at this point.
Taylor made one appearance in the highlights of Inter Miami's last match against Cincinnati, and it was a shot that was just off target, but was a good shot nonetheless.
Yeah,
that's right. Robert almost Taylor. Almost Taylor.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it'll almost there, you know.
Gomez is leagues better than Taylor. So if that's sort of the replacement or who we're going to use at left wing, I'm totally fine with that. I even think Rojas is a better option. I just think he prefers and is better served coming off the right side. So that to me will be like the interesting lineup decision to watch.
So assuming it's assuming that we're going to be getting Gressel. So I really think he's going to play.
He was our best player against Cincinnati last match, by the way.
Yeah. So let's just
say saying much.
Right.
When you had that group.
Correct.
Assuming we have Gomez on top and we have Gressel on the right side, Suarez in the middle. Who do you see as our back our midfield?
Bright, Busquets, and Rojas.
Or Gomez, depending on who they put up front.
Right.
Yeah, I'm assuming Gomez goes on the left wing.
Yeah, I would say it has to be those three. Bright had a good. Again, it's hard to say who had a good match last time we played against Cincinnati, but Bright had a Yannick Bright type game. I think he won like 7 of 12 tackles. He was only dribbled past twice. Solid on the passing, but in the context of the game, I think that was Bright's early like emergence. That was towards the beginning of when he started finding more regular playing time and started really getting his legs underneath him in the squad.
Upcode, we keep saying we're not mentioning Redondo as being a factor here because he hasn't been working out with the main squad. He's been practicing off to the side, so we're not certain if he's going to be available. We're under the impression that he's not going to be, at least not going to be out with the starting 11. So
we hope so. We obviously hope so, but it doesn't look like it from everything coming out of the practices. Yeah.
Yeah, so on Cincinnati side, it does seem that Lucho Acosta is going to be fit enough to start this match. The last two matches, he's been coming off the bench at the start of the second half, and he was absent from, I think, the two previous matches that they played prior to Leagues Cup, and those were losses. They're actually on a 3-game losing streak in the MLS. If I'm not mistaken, those 3 matches were the matches right after they beat us 6-1. And then we were like, oh no, the supporter shield. And then they lost 3 in a row and we somehow got our stuff
all their goals. They used up all their goals on us.
Idiots. We rope-a-dope them.
Idiots.
Now we have them right where we want them. So I fully expect Acosta to be back. Obviously, he was extremely dangerous against us, set up goals for others, set up a goal for himself with a couple like fake shots in the box. And
if I'm not mistaken, going into that game, he hadn't really made a difference for them, right? Like he was I think Chris had a stat in that preview of that match. I'm trying to remember that leading up to that game, he didn't have much impact in goal scoring.
I think you might be right. I think you might be right going into that match, but he destroyed us.
And then he just
he had his form.
Yeah,
he turned into Lucho Acosta, and according to Nick in the chat, Pat Noonan will be suspended for this game. So that'll obviously throw a little bit of a wrench. That benefits us in that coaches tend to have an advantage over our coaching staff in-game tactic changes. So that potentially could be benefiting us in that way. But this is a well-trained squad. They've been at or near the top of the league for the last couple of years. So I fully expect to see their best shot. I mean, this is a huge match as far as FC Cincinnati Supporter Shield chase is concerned.
And Yedlin gets to come home and do some damage. Is he playing? I don't know if he's
Jose, you should go.
Every time I go see him play, he gets destroyed.
Just be like, boo!
Inter Miami's
Yedlin, boo!
Inter Miami's blowing by him, and still Jose's sweating. He's like, oh, just PTSD.
Just go, Jose, buy a Houston Dynamo jersey.
Yeah,
and then just go to the match.
I don't know.
Every time he walks by you, just go.
I don't know if anyone knows what we're talking about, but it's when I went to I think it was it was
the U.S. Open Cup final.
The U.S. Open Cup final, and Yedlin just got smoked. Who was the guy on the Houston Dynamo?
I don't know.
My God, that guy was so fast.
That guy who just kept running by him.
Just kept running right by him, and I was on that side watching. I was like, my God, it happened again. And it just kept happening. He just kept running right around them, just constantly getting beautiful passes into the box. I was like, okay, this is never stopping. And at that point, I was yelling out. At that point,
that's right.
So very happy when they got him out. And then now we have Cello, and now we're like mad at Cello, but it's like, I am okay with Cello because of just what we had. You know what I'm saying?
Let me clarify that, though. We're mad at Cello because we know what's behind him in Ian Frey, and we are so much more interested in seeing that out on the pitch than Cello. Cello's good defensively. He just gets a little adventurous on the offensive side and finds himself out of position an awful lot. And that actually played into some of Cincinnati's goals last match. And speaking of people getting beat like Yedlin was, that was a huge issue in the last match against Cincinnati. But again, it was Christoph and Busquets getting absolutely torched. Christoph playing a little too high and tight to an attacking player, getting turned around and just blown by. So to me, that is a huge difference. I cannot overstate how big of a difference it's going to be to have a Toto and or David Martinez in the back line, because they just bring a little bit more athleticism, hopefully better positioning than Christoph. And I don't think Cincinnati's going to find as much joy as they did in the last match obviously, I think it's hard to say that they'll find chances for another 6 goals, but who knows?
David, we have a question for you. It says, why does Tata not love Frey?
I don't know, man. We love him so much on this channel, and I don't get it.
This is an interesting. Shoes has gotten to the bottom of it. He is not Argentinian. This is why.
I mean, there are plenty of non-Argentine players on this club.
Because we don't have Argentines to replace them, with the exception of Jordi Alba.
Is Noah Allen Argentine?
I think he loves Luis Suarez, right? And
well, again, there's no Argentine striker to replace Suarez.
Yeah. If Campana was from Argentina,
forget about it.
We would have never even had Suarez.
Forget about it.
Suarez wouldn't have signed.
Forget about it. Man, I had a thought that just escaped me.
I threw you off. I understand.
It's okay. No, that was fair.
That really happens a lot.
Yeah, I guess regarding Inter Miami, Leagues Cup obviously is over. The CONCACAF Champions Cup was a failure, in my opinion. We made it far, but not quite far enough at the first sign of real competition. We sort of folded. But to me, I think the Supporter Shield is a very important piece of hardware for this club. I think it validates a lot of the additions that they've made across the last season and a half. On top of the importance of the MLS Cup, which it appears that we're sort of saving Messi for.
Maybe.
I keep putting stuff up on the screen, and I don't know if you're the only one reading it, but like it's not. I don't know. Personally, it's not adding it. Principal Julio is getting frustrated with it.
I'm having a conversation with the public.
You're literally just putting the message up on the screen and then just like smiling and then scrolling through and picking another one.
So fast too. I can't even read it.
Oh no.
Yeah, how's that?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the importance of the Supporter Shield, I think again it validates what the club has done with the additions and the moves over the past season and a half. And I don't know, man, like I expect to see Inter Miami's best foot forward for this one. Like in my opinion, they should throw everything at this game, because if they're able to beat Cincinnati, it sends a big message, in my opinion.
Well, not only that, man, it's like what we said earlier about just creating a little bit of distance between us and Cincinnati and getting stacking another win. I mean, when we first went on this journey without Messi, when we saw that he got hurt, I mean, I don't know, but I think I was kind of like, this season's kind of over. And did you guys not think that when you saw a ball on the side? First of all, when he was already leaving, we were concerned, Dave. We were concerned. We were just thinking, if we go 500 in this whole thing, it's a success.
Right. I think heading into the Copa America break, that was my feeling was, I hope we go 500 through this break. We ended up winning almost every single match. Correct. And now Messi's injury sort of heightened that, right? And my hope was we'll get to the playoffs. Like, we will be in the playoffs, but we won't necessarily be in first place. And now we have a chance of really putting a chokehold on the Supporter Shield. We have a chance to like put one hand on it. So to me, it's been a huge success. The team's ability to navigate through injury and absence of Messi specifically, it shows the depth of this club.
Yeah, for sure. And the fact that what would Chris do in this situation? What do you guys think?
He would complain about. He'd be like, "Oh my god, Jose." He would do exactly what I did. Chris is the assistant principal.
Just be happy that me and Jose are not in the same room. Like,
it was a mixed crowd. Some people enjoyed it, some people didn't enjoy it, but man, if we're able to yeah, I think it would be I agree. Someone just put it. It would be a huge statement. This is true, because it's one of those things that if we not only have come, before we went into Leagues Cup, that we dominated that stretch without Messi, and then on top of that, it's a real shame we didn't continue in that tournament, honestly, because I felt like we were doing so well, and now we have an opportunity, we have an opportunity to just take the league by putting some clamps on it and say, no, we're just going to keep going. I don't care when Messi comes back. Messi, stay on the bench, get better, and just give it another week, and just keep putting him on the shelf until he's absolutely ready, and until we maybe we get into the stretch of the season where we're like, okay, we need to step it up now.
I think
and we will.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and I don't necessarily think win or lose it rushes Messi's the need for him to return, because if we lose, we're still leading the Supporters' Shield race, and also the playoff position is not really in jeopardy, because if we're able to, if we have so many clinching scenarios right now, that means those clinching scenarios exist every match week moving forward. So to me, there's not so much of a rush of getting Messi back. I think we've put ourselves in a very good position to be able to allow him to heal up properly, to get the most potential playing time out of him when the playoffs do come around. I think we've afforded ourselves that regardless of win or lose. But if we're able to win, it like heightens that so much more. So I think that's a great point. Yeah, great. Everyone agrees. Fantastic. Perfect.
I thought Dave was going to say one word.
Dave has one eye on the Bengals game for some reason.
No, I don't.
Yeah. You got two eyes on it, right?
You
literally see it on your glasses, dude.
I literally see it every time you look up at the TV screen.
So silly. Like it's not even good at hiding it.
Not even a good game.
Not even a good team.
It's unbelievable. He's actively watching and rooting for a Cincinnati team. Let's just say that.
Wow.
I'm rooting for them now, so I don't have to root for them on Saturday. That's all.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You know what? They're losing today, so it's an omen. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose on Saturday.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. We're playing the same city.
We're playing the same city. Oh, okay, fantastic. Well, Dave Stradamus, are you around, or is he also watching the Bengals game here?
Yeah, honk honk. I forget the noise that it makes.
I don't think they do a honk honk. I don't think that's
chugga chugga.
I think it's a train. That's way better. Way better.
That's better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So last time it was what, 6-1, 6-2.
Hope we're not
it was
going
6-1. It was 6-1.
6-1. Not this time. We're gonna get. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 tie. That's it. That's all you get.
All right.
Jose.
All right. I really wanted more. I was like, all right. Look, last time we had a red card from Sergio Busquets. I think that game we were just extremely undermanned. I think we were heading into. I didn't think we were gonna get blown out the way we did, but I thought that we were outmatched. It is what it is. I'm hoping in this game we could turn around and we could say to the league, yeah, we still got you by the you know what I mean. So I'm expecting 3-2. It'll be a late goal, one of those beautiful, just cry yourself through the end of the game kind of games. You know what I mean? Just not knowing what's going to happen until the last minute, and then all of a sudden Ian Frey comes in with a header out of nowhere, and that was like, I knew it.
He's so great. That's why I've been saving him. That's why I haven't played him. It's all for this moment.
All for this moment. I hope you enjoyed it. You're welcome. That's what I'm expecting. 3-2.
I love it. As much as I want to say it's going to be a really open match and a lot of goals, because Cincinnati, in all likelihood, will score at least a goal, I do think it's going to be a lot tighter. And although I hate giving this score prediction, I'm going to say 2-1 Inter Miami. I think it's inevitable for Cincinnati to score. I think I saw a stat. Let me see really quick. 5 out of the last 7 times that these two clubs have played each other, both teams have scored. Cincinnati scoring first in 5 of the last 6. So that doesn't bode well, but Inter Miami, for some reason, have an affinity for playing from behind and coming back and winning. So I do think we follow that sort of narrative. I think Cincinnati's going to score early. We're going to feel absolutely awful because it'll probably be in the first 20 minutes or so. and then we'll claw our way back, maybe score again or score for the first time before half to tie it up. It'll be a tight game, and then in the 75th minute, we'll find a winner somehow. But I do think it's going to be tight. I think there's going to be a lot of dangerous opportunities for both teams, and I'm hoping and I believe that we will prevail, because I think just the added components in this match compared to the last, I think overwhelmingly favor Inter Miami. I think it solidifies the defense and midfield to the tune of allowing 5 fewer goals than the last time we played them, because I think there were a lot of individual mistakes that led to goals from players that will likely not be starting in this match, or in Busquets's situation, will be starting in a different position altogether.
You're basically injecting Gomez, which literally is going to
a huge upgrade.
That's a huge upgrade. You're going to be adding Rojas to the team.
Alba.
Right, I was going to say. So you're going to inject Alba. You're gonna take. Imagine this. You're going to take Campana out, and you're going to put in a player that wants to score goals. You know what I mean? Suarez.
Who's not afraid of scoring.
He wants to do the opposite all the time. So it's like, I think we're going to inject a lot of good components to the team that, otherwise drowned us in the last game. And it is what it is. The Cincinnati is a top team. So we need to come out, with guns blazing and go for it. And I think adding Alba, I think he's such an X factor to our team. When we have that added, just he's a left back, but I feel like he's a left wing most of the time. And I love that. Just let him do whatever he wants, and nobody tells him anything because he's always mad. He's just always grumpy, running around, just pissed off. And
he plays so well with Gomez, so well.
Man.
I think that not just the insertion of both of them individually, but combining how they play together and adding that as a tandem, I think is such a tremendous value for this team, and especially in the way that we play and the way that it creates opportunities for us, I think is huge.
This is a great did you know? Is it true? I don't know. This sounds so good.
I know he gave us the clean sheet his last appearance for us.
This is a great did you know? Is it true? I don't know.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't know.
So I want to talk about this comment that was made, which I actually agree with. Every time we come back from a break, we play like traffic cones. So true. And that's why I think Cincinnati's going to come out. They will probably come out like quote unquote champions and just play at a very high level. I think they'll catch us a little bit on our heels, and that's why I think they're going to score first, as we so often let teams score first. And then Inter Miami will dig in, find themselves a little bit, get into the rhythm of the game, and they'll find a way to get themselves back in the game. And by the end of it, I think they'll see it through.
Just a random Ian Frey header,
Yeah, or a Gomez, just beautiful breakaway, or a Rojas long distance, anything. A Suarez header,
a Robert Taylor sub. Almost.
My goodness,
an almost.
It'll be a Robert Taylor almost. That then Cincinnati also has an almost, and then we'll be like, oh, if Robert Taylor had made it, that would have been so stressful.
That always happens. It's like every time we have an almost, there's a counter that really hurts. Of course,
just ricochets off the post, goes the other side. Like, all right, let's go, start a break.
Because everybody's celebrating. They're like, yeah,
we almost scored. Oh man,
you did the thing. You did your move. You brought it back to your right leg. You kicked it over.
I can't believe it didn't work.
He's due.
He is due, and he goes, and he honestly is a huge law of due guy for sure. I am expecting him to have one of those Robert Taylor games, right? Like that he assists.
It's been a minute, man. I would love for that to happen.
Well, so I posed a question. I said, when was the last time that we had one of those games?
Yeah, it feels like it's been since last season, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it feels like since the League's Cup run last season.
And we were it's funny, we were questioning, like, is it the Tata style offense maybe that's impacting him? I don't know, but they just extended him, so it's kind of strange,
Yeah, I mean, I get it, because some of these players that he plays with, like, does he play well with Jordi Alba? I think is a question to look at compared to how you see Gomez play with Alba. Right. But Alba's not going to be here by the time that Robert Taylor's contract expires. So there's a little bit of planning, and also they might be posturing up to offload him at some point in the next couple seasons as well. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into that decision to extend him.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I think Saturday is going to be. It's got the hype. Like it's going to be a huge match. It has a ton of implications, I think. And join us after the match for some reactions, and hopefully we'll be bringing the pots and pans. And any closing words here?
We never bring pots and pans though. So you say that, but we never do.
I run around the street really quick, and then I come back, and then they're put away.
Julio doesn't sweat, by the way. He's like
No
a
sweat.
dog. No sweat glands.
Shady B, I don't disagree. It's always a possibility, but we just have to have fun and be happy and just, and just hope it doesn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, there's obviously an outcome in the range of outcomes where we do get embarrassed. There's also an outcome in the range of outcomes where Cincinnati gets embarrassed. Inter Miami is a really good team. With Messi, they're even leagues above that. But without Messi, they're still one of the best teams in the league. Like, we're leading the Supporter Shield race in spite of Messi missing a majority of the season at this point.
And all the people that we had missing.
Correct.
For all these international tournaments. Like, this team impressed. Everybody, remember, Messi left, all these guys left, and everybody was like, oh, watch, Inter Miami's going to fall off. And we're still at the top. So this team can play.
At the top with a chance to really, again, just put a stranglehold on the Supporter Shield race. Just have fun, buddy.
He's saying that I sound like when his son is going up against the best team in the league in Pee Wee, and he's like, just go out there, have fun, guys. Just what are you gonna do? I don't know what to tell you. Have fun.
And with that wise phrase of inspiration, we go off into the evening night. And we'll be here on Saturday after the match to again, I think celebrate a victory. I think Inter Miami will find a way to win this match. I don't think it'll be anywhere close to a 6-1 for either team, but we will see what happens on Saturday. Game kicks off at 7:30, if I'm not mistaken. Double check that real
7:30.
quick. 7:30
this week, 8:30 next week at Chicago.
Wow, look at you ahead of the game, taking Chris's place, getting ready. Love it. So, yeah, join us Saturday night after the match. Follow us at the Heron Heads on socials, on X, on Instagram, on TikTok. TikTok actually is where all the videos of me running around with the pots and pans are, so go check that out. And we will see you guys on Saturday after a Inter Miami win. Thank you guys for joining us on the Heron Heads podcast, your first stop for all things Inter Miami. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys.
See.